So have you ever had a client where you've offered them more services which you believe they really need in their business, only for them to turn around and say, nah, I just don't see the value in what you're providing me with there. I don't see the value in those additional services. It seems too expensive, so I'm going to say no. And then what you do is you maybe take some of those services out, only for them to turn around and say, no, definitely not. No, I just can't see it. And you're like, what is your problem? I'm the trusted advisor. I'm the trusted expert. I'm offering you what I believe that you really need. You've told me it's too expensive, therefore I'm taking things out, and you're still not seeing the value in it. I just don't understand it. And this is where you can have a real disconnect between accountancy firms and clients. What it actually boils down to very often is the fact that you've not offered them enough value. And had you pushed on even further, they would have seen the value and they would have gone for it. And I have example after example of accountancy firms that I've been working with where in the past they've gone and offered maybe 50% more services, 50% more value, and the clients just turn around and says, no, I don't really see that. And then when I've shown them how to do it properly, they've gone back and they've actually offered them 400% more value or 800% more value, and the client snatched their hand off and said, wow, that's absolutely amazing, let me go ahead with that. Well, it's actually this story here that started my relationship with the accounting industry. It's where I started to get involved with my accountancy place that I then became a director of, and it's also the start of Go Proposal as well. So let me tell you the story about my accountancy place and how they were offering me far more value than my previous accountant, and which is why I snatched their hand off eventually. So I've been with my previous accountant several years. Really good firm, really nice company, really nice guy, everything else as well. And they were trying to increase my services from £150 a month to £250 a month. And I just couldn't really see the value in that extra £100 a month. They weren't really offering me certain technological advances that I was looking for, such as the use of receipt bank and various other things. And I just couldn't see the value in that. So I hopped on a train. I went from Yorkshire to Lancashire in the UK, which is an hour and a half over the Pennines on a train. And I went and sat with the owner of my accountancy place, Paul Barnes, and he really drilled down into what I was looking to achieve in my personal life, and therefore what my business needed to do in order to give me the life that I wanted, and therefore what services I would need in order for me to achieve those goals in my business. He really drilled down. I felt that he really understood me, and I really believed in the services that he was providing me with. Now, bearing in mind previously, my accountant was going from 150 to 250. Paul offered me a set of services that was £550, where I could see the value. And I was like, wow, that is absolutely amazing. It's exactly what I need. So excited. Thank you so much. Where do I sign? That was the question I said to him. Where do I sign? He's like, oh, we'll get you a proposal out. We'll get you a letter of engagement sent over. You'll sign that and we'll get started. I'm like, cool. Shook my hand and I left the cafe. We were sat in a cafe. I left the cafe. So I'm walking back to the train station. I kept checking my phone as he sent me a proposal yet, as he sent me anything through yet, and I'd not got anything. I got back on the train and kept checking intermittently because I was just so excited. It was like I'd been handed a present and I just wanted to unwrap it. So I got back to Yorkshire, an hour and a half away. Thought, I must have a proposal by now. So I've checked my phone, nothing. Got back to my wife. My wife said, how did it go? I said, amazing. Brilliant. I felt we found the firm that's really going to help us to grow our business, to achieve our personal goals, etc., etc. She's like, wow, that's amazing. I said, yeah. She said, how much is it? I said, she said, what? I said, £550. She says, oh my goodness, what for? What are you getting for all that? I said, I have no idea, but it sounded amazing. She says, well, it sounds too much to me. Go and speak to your brother. Now, my brother and his wife have a multi-million-pound business, very successful. I went and showed them I went and explained to them what I thought I was getting, and he said, that's too much. You're paying more than us. And so, no, they're having your leg over there. It's too much money. You need to really question that. So now I've gone back to Paul and I've said, hey, Paul, I'm just not convinced as to what I was getting. I'm not convinced that I think I'm paying too much money. So we probably need to meet up again, but I can't get over for a while. So let's just put it on hold for a little bit and we'll pick things up in a little while. Anyway, eventually we got to meet, we renegotiated, I did take a few things out and I got signed up. But this is what's happening in accountancy firms all over the world. You know, you're not demonstrating all the value to your clients very clearly. You don't give them all the information quick enough. And then essentially what they do is they go back and sit with their mate in the pub and say, yes, I've just been sat with this incredible expert, this learned person who has been helping businesses and offering incredible advice and has studied for years and years and years to offer me what they believe I need in my business. And but I'm actually going to take your advice, who's got no clue, and I'm going to listen to you more than them. But what happened was they never provided me with the information that I needed to make the decision, you know. So anyway, I went back to Paul and obviously we ended up starting to work together and I became a director, etc., etc. But at the time, the thing that made us started working together was I said, look, you're clearly offering a great service, but the way that you sold that to me is just not right. I said, I'm a business owner, I'm a busy business owner. You're promising me to save me time, as every other accountancy firm in the world does. You'll have on your website, we save our clients time. Really? Well, I'm now sat with you, ready to sign, and you're going to take 2-3 days to get me the proposal over to sign. That's not really saving me time. Spin the iPad around, let me sign something. That is saving me time. That's the experience I want. I can go and buy a car like that today. Hell, I can go and buy a house like that today. So why are you taking all this time to sign me up for your accountancy services? So I said to Paul, look, I've developed some technology a few years ago that would actually allow you to sit and easily agree the fees with me, that would produce the proposal, that would produce the letter of engagement and would allow me to sign up there and then. You have clearly developed this incredible Excel spreadsheet that you showed me in the meeting with all these fancy pricing that you've clearly thought through very well. So why don't we merge the two things together and why don't we produce this pricing and proposal software that could actually sign me up like that? And he was like, awesome. So we did that piece of work, it worked very, very well, and we rolled it out to their clients, and it was a fantastic success. They were also able to use it in fee reviews and easily agree higher fees with their clients because they could clearly demonstrate the value, because all the services was there, all the text or images or videos that showed what those services meant were there. The proposal could be produced that had all the information that they needed to make a decision. And if they didn't want to sign up there and then, which they could because everything was automated, they could actually take it back and show it to someone else, but they were now armed with all the information they needed to make a decision. Then what happened was other accountancy firms kind of caught wind of what we were doing and said, hey, I think we need that as well. So we then developed a system where we could actually roll it out to other accountancy firms, and Go Proposal was born. We now have hundreds of accountancy firms around the world using Go Proposal with great success, increasing fees with their clients. And when I say increasing fees, I mean giving more value to their clients, value that their clients desperately need. And easily 20% increase in fees like that without doing anything, without batting an eyelid. But in many cases, 200%, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800% increase in fees simply because they're presenting the full value of what they're able to offer to their clients in a far more simple way, in a logical way that doesn't require any kind of, you know, psychological sales techniques, offer them this and don't take this away and all that crap that just never ever works, right? But in actual fact, just using a logical tool that makes sense where you can sit down with your client and you can say, hey, where are you now? This is what you're going to need. And in the future, you're going to need this. Let's plan the roadmap out ahead and let's get the deal done. Now, whether you use Go Proposal or not is entirely up to you. But whatever you do, you really need a system in your firm that allows you to be able to show and demonstrate the full value of your services to your clients. Don't just try and go for 20% more or 50% more, but actually demonstrate the full value that you genuinely believe that they need in their business. It's not down to you to decide whether that's too expensive or too much for them, just because they've been paying £200 or $200 a month and you're scared to actually show them a £700, £800, $800 a month service. That's not your decision to make. Show them what you believe they need. Demonstrate the full value, not because you want to make more money out of your clients, but because you fully understood what their personal goals are, what their business goals are, and you have presented a set of services that you believe that clients need to achieve those goals. It's not for you to hold anything back. So demonstrate the full value, and whatever you do, whatever you use, make sure you have a system that can sign the clients up like that. If you're saying that you're going to save your clients time, that you're going to offer them all of this value, you have to be demonstrating that from the go-get, and you must have a system that can say, okay, if you want to do that, let's sign here. Because I'm not comparing you to the firm of accountants down the road. I'm comparing you to the fact that I can jump on Amazon right now and I can order a book and it's here tomorrow, or I can, you know, in some cases order something now and it's going to be here within an hour, or I can go on my phone and choose an Uber and 5 minutes later it's outside my front door. I know what it's going to cost, I know where I'm going to get to, etc., etc. This is the service your clients now expect. This is the experience they're looking for, and as a progressive, forward-thinking, entrepreneurial accountancy firm, that is the level of service you must be able to provide to your clients.